Hey, everybody, we will get started here in just a few minutes. I need to give it a few minutes as I'm streaming simultaneously to two different places. And I need to let folks know that I'm going live on a completely different YouTube channel. So I'm going to just step away. Just please stand by for me. I'll put a comment here that I will start here in about 5 minutes. Be right back. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining. Thanks, everybody, for joining this live today. As you can see, I'm doing this on my second YouTube channel, and StreamYard has now come out today with a new feature that allows me to stream not only to YouTube, but to my Facebook page at the same time. So for those of you that are watching on Facebook, glad to have you. It's not usual that I stream live on Facebook. And for those of you that I have here on my second channel here on YouTube, glad to have you here. For those of you that are here on my YouTube channel, essentially there are some that are modded on my other channel that I'm going to have to mod you over here. So we'll get all that squared away, straightened out. What I will do is at the end of this video, once I end this video, I'll still be live because I'm going to be taking care of doing some highlight videos, and I'm going to be modding people that are currently in the room, because I'm just going to go ahead and do my video now, and I'm going to handle all that after the fact. I have to do it while I'm live. So the video will end. You guys can roll on out at that point, and then I'll continue on. So hey, Felice. So I'm just going to say hi to everybody that I see so far. Thanks for joining, this second channel. I'm growing this second channel because I want to focus this channel on cold cases specifically. But I felt like this would be a really good story to bring to this channel as I grow this channel. So I encourage everybody to please subscribe. I have about 5,000 subscribers on my other YouTube channel, which I do other sorts of videos on. But this one's going to be dedicated where we're going to be talking about cold cases. I plan to do a few more videos later on today. And we're going to just focus on cold case investigations on this channel. So if you're interested in that, if you're interested in unsolved mysteries, mysteries that have not been solved, cold cases that have not been solved, then you definitely want to subscribe, because we are going to be dropping videos like it's hot. There will be no beef videos on this channel. So with all that said, hi to everybody. Good to have you. Let's begin. So I think all of you are aware of the Amber Guyger trial, right? That, happened, in which Amber Guyger shot Botham Jean in his own apartment while he was eating ice cream. She says that she thought it was her apartment, whatever the case may be. She received a 10-year prison sentence. But a lot of people, feel a certain kind of way about this prison sentence. But right now, this video is not really about her. It's about Joshua Brown. Joshua Brown was a key witness in this particular trial of Amber Guyger, against Botham Jean, because, he lived right there, and he was able to testify, to what happened, what he had seen. He's seen her on her phone, sorts of things, and et cetera, et cetera. However, Joshua was found shot to death last Friday here in Dallas. And the police have now came out, and we're going to talk about that mom of Titi Almeida as far as him being shot in the mouth. That's actually not even true. We will talk about it. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to talk about what happened last Friday, and then I'm going to play this raw video of the Dallas Police Department holding a news conference talking about the suspects in this particular case. One is currently in custody, and two are on the run right now. One of them was actually shot by Joshua during this alleged drug deal that went bad. So here we go. So essentially, what happened with Joshua is last Friday at his apartment complex, which is on Cedar Springs Road, and I can probably just go on camera for this piece of it. Last Friday, at his apartment complex, Joshua met up. It was a Friday night. His apartment complex is down on Cedar Springs Road, rough area. I'm going to be honest with you. I know this town very well. I've been here almost all my life. Very rough area down there. There is a lot of gun violence, a lot of murders that happen down on that side of town. And essentially, last Friday, apparently, the police are saying, officials are saying that there was a drug deal, that these men came all the way from Alexandria, Louisiana, to come and get some marijuana. I don't think marijuana is a drug, to be honest with you, but police in Texas still consider it a drug. And they shot and killed him. Now, what they are saying, and I'm going to play this news conference for you, is that they're currently searching for 2 suspects now. But one is currently hospitalized and already in police custody. He's down at Parkland Hospital. Parkland Hospital is the same hospital that JFK actually was sent to where he died. And it is a very well-known hospital. Essentially, anytime you get shot, that's the hospital you want to go to because they deal with it every day. Now, police are saying that Joshua was shot during a drug deal Friday night at his apartment complex. What they're saying is that a man named Michael Mitchell, age 32, Thaddeus Charles Green, age 22, and a 20-year-old named Jacarius Mitchell traveled from Louisiana planning to buy marijuana from Joshua. Apparently, these men got into an argument and Joshua shot the 20-year-old Jacarius Mitchell in the chest. Green, the 22-year-old, then shot Joshua. Now, Jacarius, the 20-year-old who was shot in the chest, is still in the hospital. He is in custody. He claimed that he then heard 2 gunshots. Those were the shots that, were levied at Joshua Brown. Now, these other men, Thaddeus and Michael, have not yet been arrested. They're on the run. I'm going to show you all their pictures here in a moment. Each 3 of these men have been charged with capital murder. Capital murder. So if you're not familiar with how Texas works, capital murder is what you would consider first degree, premeditated. They're facing the death penalty. Death penalty or life in prison in the state of Texas. This would be considered a death penalty case if it's capital murder. Now, investigators say that they found 12 pounds of marijuana in Joshua's apartment and about $4,000 in cash during a search that they, did after the shooting. Now, authorities have been to 2 houses in Louisiana looking for these suspects. And since news has broke of Joshua's death, a lot of rumors have been swirling about, why he was gunned down. There was a lot. I even seen it myself. I was even starting to see conspiracy theories pop up. I was not about to feed into any of that. I told y'all from the very beginning on my Instagram live yesterday that I felt that this was not related to the Amber Guyger case. I still do not believe that this was related to her case in any way. This was simply coincidence. And I know some people don't believe in coincidences, but this happens to have been a coincidence that he testified in that trial and then he's killed last Friday. And there's a lot of evidence that kind of talks about Joshua and his lifestyle that I'm going to talk about. And so again, I do not believe in any way that his murder was at all related to this trial with Amber Guyger. Now, essentially there was, so a Judge Clay Jenkins, he did tweet that Brown was not shot in the mouth or the head. Okay, contrary to what some activists were posting on social media. So they've actually kind of, have chastised those activists in what they're tweeting because those words have meaning. And just like it travels around Dallas, it travels to you guys, on YouTube, on Facebook. And you guys are like, hey, I heard he was shot in the mouth. He was not shot in the mouth. He was not shot in the head. Brown was shot twice in the lower body, in his lower body. Okay. There was no head shot, no mouth shot. And so Dallas County Judge Clay Jenkins, who's very well known in Dallas, actually vowed that the city and the county would work to ensure a transparent and thorough investigation into his murder. Right now, here's the crazy thing. Joshua's been shot before. Last year in November, not even a year ago, he had an altercation outside of a Dallas nightclub. He was actually the target of an attack. And he was shot, but another man was actually killed in that incident. So there's some history there, a bit of Joshua, and his lifestyle. And we're not here to judge him. Okay. He is a victim of a crime. And just because he may have, slanged some weed does not mean he deserved to die for that. And frankly, again, I will say, I really look forward to the day that Texas does not classify weed as a drug. I'm just saying. Now, there's a man named Lee Merritt. He is an attorney that represents the Botham Jean family. Okay. He had tweeted and he had said that Joshua Brown's mother was absolutely devastated by his death. And my condolences to Joshua Brown's family concerning this entire situation. Now, he had tweeted initially that Brown had been shot in the mouth and the chest. He tweeted 2 hours later that where Brown was shot was in dispute and that he had heard from a witness that the wounds were to Brown's buttocks inside. My thing I would say to Mr. Merritt is, sir, you really should not be tweeting things like that. You're not in a position to know these things. Even I wouldn't have tweeted something like that. Being a blogger who's into crimes and investigation, you should really honestly wait until you get an official report from the police or the medical examiner before you start saying where people have been shot in their bodies. You know what I'm saying? So I hope that you'll never make that mistake again, because you have put out incorrect information out here in the sphere, in the YouTube sphere, in the internet sphere. And it's just don't do that anymore. Now, Mr. Merritt had also said that Joshua Brown's mother told him that Joshua had no known enemies, and that he was actually ambushed as he was exiting his car at his apartment. But, what I have to say to that is that mothers always protect their children. I don't care what you say. Mothers are always going to protect their children. And so, that's what I have to say about that in regards to what is being, said. Now, the shooting happened at 10:35 p.m. last Friday. It was at the Atera Apartments near 4606 block of Cedar Springs Road. I actually might bring that up on a map to show you guys where out in Dallas that is. Like I said, that area of Dallas is not known. It is known for a lot of violence. You don't want to be down there on New Year's Eve. I'll tell you that. Lots of stray gunshots going off everywhere. Now, police said they had arrived at the complex. They found a man in the parking lot with gunshot wounds. Okay. The man was Joshua Brown. They then transported him to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. Now, after Friday night's shooting, witnesses told police that they actually heard several gunshots and that they saw a silver 4-door sedan leaving the parking lot after the shooting. So they had a lead on the car. But they weren't able to provide a physical description of any suspects. Okay. Now let's talk about Joshua's prior shooting. And then I'm going to play the Dallas police. They had a news conference a little bit ago. I'm going to play that for you. Now, last year, Joshua was shot. He was a victim of gun violence last year. Yeah, he was a victim of gun violence last year. Again, I don't care if you're slanging the biggest amounts of crack, weed, meth, or whatever it may be. Just because you might be in that lifestyle does not mean that if you're shot and killed, your life is worth less than anyone else's, period. Okay. People do what they do to get by in life. Okay. Now, last November, it hasn't even been a year, Joshua was shot and another man was killed outside a Dallas cabaret strip club. And this was in Northwest Dallas off of Walnut Ridge. Now, a man named Kendall Morris has actually been indicted on charges of murder and aggravated assault in connection with the incident, and he's actually out on bond. Interesting, ain't it? Now, an arrest affidavit states that Morris, this is from last year's incident when he shot Joshua Brown and killed another man, allegedly. It states that Morris and another man were at the strip club. They were celebrating a birthday and they encountered Joshua Brown at the strip club. The other man wanted to fight Joshua Brown, and the two men fought apparently in the street. They actually had a fight. When Joshua Brown and his friends attempted to leave the strip club and just leave the area, Morris is being accused of pulling out a gun out of his car and handed it to another man. This man named Nicholas Shaquan Diggs was killed and Brown was hit in his foot. So Brown was actually shot in the foot last November. Now, there's no indication that his death is connected to the prior shooting at all. The man that did that, he's currently in jail. But what really brought this to the head and what's made this viral is that Joshua was a very key witness in the murder trial of Amber Guyger. He appeared on the stand just September the 24th. And he actually lived right across the hall from Botham Jean. Okay. Now, as far as what happened, so the men met earlier in the day on September 6, 2018. This is in regards to Joshua and Botham Jean. After an apartment manager knocked on Joshua's door and told him about a noise complaint. Okay. Later that night, Brown was returning home when he heard loud voices as he was walking down the hall. He said it sounded like two people meeting each other by surprise, but he couldn't make out what the voices were saying. But then he heard the gunshots. That was essentially his testimony in the Amber Guyger case. Hold on just a second. Okay. So Joshua was so nervous to testify, he actually went to California before the trial. The judge was actually surprised that he even showed up for the trial to testify. He was extremely nervous to testify, right? Of course, he didn't want to be labeled as a snitch, et cetera, et cetera. And obviously, he's living a certain kind of lifestyle. And, you know, who wants to be up in a courthouse, right? And hold on. I'm just watching the chat here. And again, like I said, after this live ends, you all can roll on out. And I've got to kind of keep it going because I've got to take care of doing some highlight videos. And I've got to mod some people on this channel that have never been modded. So anyway, so in regards to his testimony, he choked up when he was on the witness stand, and he actually had to take a break after testifying about hearing Botham singing every morning across the hall. It really tore him up. So Botham, Botham Jean, he would sing every morning, and it was a memory that he had, and he was very nervous to testify. He was very nervous. So essentially, the shooting that had happened from last year also made Joshua very nervous to testify, and he was concerned that someone would try to come finish the job on him. Understandably so, right? So despite his reluctance to testify, he did it. They moved forward, and he did the testimony, and then now he's been killed. Now he's a victim of gun violence. Now, I will be honest with you and say here that they did threaten Joshua Brown, that they were going to send him to jail if he didn't testify in the trial. So essentially, he had to have been subpoenaed. I'd have to verify that for sure. But he actually left and went to California before the trial just to avoid testifying. He was so nervous. So it was because of that threat, being threatened with jail time, which is why he came back and testified. Now, when this happened, there was a $5,000 reward for information leading to an arrest. Guys, that reward is still out there. So if you know where these two men are, I'm not saying be a snitch, but this is a national case. Even civil rights activist Sean King is tweeting that a $100,000 reward is now being offered. I'm not aware of that one. That's news to me, but we know who the suspects are. So I think at this point now, I'm going to play for you guys the news conference that the Dallas police just held, and we'll continue discussing this case. So let me go ahead and share that out. And we're going to go ahead and play this in full.
We're going to do bucket line.
Of course, there's always advertisements, right? And so while we wait for this advertisement to finish, I really want to say my condolences to Joshua Brown's family and friends. I'm from Dallas, and I felt it was only right that I covered this case. You all asked me to as well. Here's my thoughts. Here we go, guys. Let's listen to the Dallas police, the DPD, hold their news conference.
All right. My name is Avery Moore. I'm the assistant chief to the Dallas Police Department. I'm over the criminal investigation unit. So first, let me thank you for coming out on such short notice. I appreciate it. The City of Dallas appreciates it, as well as the Dallas Police Department. As you know, Joshua Brown was shot and killed October the 4th of 2019. He was shot and killed at 4606 Cedar Springs in Dallas, Texas, which is why we gathered here today. First, I would like to acknowledge Joshua's family. We in the Dallas Police Department grieve with you. We understand how hard it is and how much pain is related to losing a loved one. No family member should have to suffer that. I want you to know that the Dallas Police Department is working diligently on your behalf to solve this case. It's our policy that we pursue all murder suspects. We pursue them aggressively, we pursue them thoroughly with the hope of bringing closure to the family. As you know, I've said it before, that we value human life. We understand that there's some in the community that do not, but the Dallas Police Department does value human life. Through the dedicated work of my detectives, we have identified 3 suspects in the Joshua Brown murder. Vicarious Mitchell, black male, 20 years of age. Michael Mitchell, black male, 32 years of age. Thaddeus Green, black male, 22 years of age. According to suspect Vicarious Mitchell, all 3 suspects came from Alexandria, Louisiana, to purchase drugs from Joshua Brown. Thaddeus Green was the facilitator. He's the one that contacted Joshua Brown. As they drove to the offense location, Thaddeus Green gets out of the vehicle, has a conversation with Joshua Brown, which escalates into physical altercations. At which time, Vicarious Mitchell gets out of the vehicle and he states that Joshua Brown orders him back into the vehicle and shoots him in the chest. He hears 2 more gunshots. He says that Thaddeus Green shot Joshua Brown 2 times. According to the autopsy report, Joshua Brown was shot 2 times in his lower body. One was a through and through, below the spine, traveled upward, damaging vital organs. Thaddeus Green also took the backpack that Joshua Brown had, as well as the gun that Joshua Brown had. Michael Mitchell was the driver. He dropped Thaddeus Green off at an unknown location, and he took Jacarius Mitchell to Promise Hospital to receive treatment. He was later transported to Parkland Hospital, where he is currently in police custody. We will execute a warrant for capital murder on him today. We also received numerous tips as it related to the killing of Mr. Brown, and in that, we executed a search warrant at Mr. Brown's apartment, where we confiscated 12 pounds of marijuana, 143 grams of THC cartridges, and $4,000 in cash. We have also issued capital murder warrants for the other two suspects, Michael Mitchell and Thaddeus Green. I want to assure the citizens of Dallas that we will continue to be transparent, and we will provide updates as they materialize concerning this case. We, as the police department, need your help in capturing the two fugitives that are not in custody. We've partnered with our federal partners, and we're in pursuit of them as I speak. If you know the whereabouts of these two suspects, please contact your local police department or the Dallas Police Department at 214-373-8477 or 214-671-3690. These suspects are to be considered dangerous because they're armed. Again, I want to thank you for coming out under such short notice. I thank you for trusting us to provide you with true and accurate information. I thank you, our community members, for partnering with us and believing in us as we pursue these fugitives. I'd be remiss if I didn't thank my detectives. I've said it before and I'll say it again. They are the most talented, dedicated, committed detectives in the country. They are currently still in Louisiana pursuing the suspects. As you know, there's been speculation and rumors that have been shared by community. Mr. Brown's death was related to the Amber Guyger trial, and somehow the Dallas Police Department was responsible. I assure you that is simply not true. And I encourage those leaders to be mindful of their actions moving forward, because their words have jeopardized the integrity of the city of Dallas as well as the Dallas Police Department. Thank you very much. Whose name is Jacarius? Let me get it right for you.
He looks kind of nervous.
Jacquerious. I'm sorry? Correct. Jacquerious. They're related. I don't know their relationship. Age on who? Yeah, the age again. Jacarius Mitchell was 20 years old. Michael Mitchell was 32 years old. Thaddeus Green is 22 years of age. I'm sorry? As I said, Thaddeus took the gun with him. Since he's not in custody, neither is the gun. Thank you.
All right. So that is the news conference that we got from the Dallas police just literally a few minutes ago, less than an hour or so ago. And let me go ahead and get back on camera here. That's essentially what we got from the Dallas police. That's the news conference that they gave us, in which, you know, they talk about these suspects. So let's talk about these suspects a little bit. Let's bring their pictures up. I agree with you guys that these pictures look really old, don't they? Don't they? I mean, seriously, don't they? They look really, really old. Really quickly, I would like to do a little digging. Let's see if they have any social media. So Thaddeus Green. Now, there was a question in the chat of why would anyone come from Louisiana to Texas to come get weed or any drug for that matter? You'd be surprised. There's a lot of Louisiana, there's a lot of people in Louisiana that come to Texas to get marijuana. That's just how it is. And there's a lot of people that go, to Louisiana from Dallas or Houston to get marijuana, right? It's just what it is. So, let's do some digging here of our own. And let me share out a screen here because, I've got you guys here and, let's see if we can find some social media on these guys so that we can kind of see what their lifestyle is like. So let's start with Thaddeus. Okay. So I'm already sharing out this screen. So let's look for Thaddeus Green Facebook. Let's see if he has a Facebook page. He's out of Louisiana, so he can't be too hard to find, right? Let's see what let's see what we can find here. Okay, so I look at this picture and hold on, let me bring up, actually, y'all know how it is, how they do. It opens up a new tab. Let me bring it up here. And I'm going to bring up that mugshot again and compare it. Because I want to see if this is like the same person. Okay. Go to images. All right. So these are the suspects. Okay. So let me look at that photo and look at this photo. Now, here's someone out of Louisiana. No, I mean, there's not going to be many people named Thaddeus. Now, this is a Thaddeus Greenhouse. But you know how people like to change their names, but that kind of looks like him in a way. Hold on a second. Let's look at his photos. Oh, man. Thaddeus Charles Green. Hold on. The nose is, well, I'm not sure if that's him or not. Nah, that's not him. That's not him. Okay, let me go back. There was one on top. There was one ahead. Let's look at this fella. That name is very rare. Very, very rare. But this guy doesn't look anything like the photos, right? That guy does not look anything like the photos of the person they're looking for at all. And Thaddeus Green is not a common name at all. At all. I don't know. Some people, they don't even think about their Facebook pages and stuff like that when stuff like this happens. You know what I'm saying? But that does not look like the person they've got as far as the suspects go. So let's go back here. We know he's from Louisiana, right? We know he's from Louisiana. Let's go back. Let's look at this guy. Okay, now, hold on a second. That's looking more promising here. I can't really tell because of the brightness from the, okay, hold on. All right, now y'all tell me. That looks like him, actually. I'm looking at his nose. That actually does look like him. This is a really old profile. Yeah, that does look like him. Again, very old profile. But who's to say, right? And it's always interesting to do these things because you want to kind of understand the people that may have committed the crime, right? But I have to be honest when I say that the photos that the Dallas Police Department have released are horrible. They're awful. They're awful. Matter of fact, if I just copy the link here, look at this photo. It's awful. This is the photo that they've released. It's horrible. It's awful. So the last time that page had posted was, it looks like old, like driver license photos is what it looks like. Let's see, the last time this person posted on their Facebook was like 2011. Like this has to be like a really old profile. So let's go back, and I'm going to look up Michael Diaz too, as well as the third suspect, because again, I want to know a little bit more about, who these people are, how did they live their life? A lot can be said about how a person lives their life. Wait a minute, let me see. Thaddeeous. Let me spell it right, because that name is just not common. All right. And the only one coming up for Louisiana is this profile right here. That's the only one. And it does not look like him to me. And it's been a long time since this profile has been updated. But again, it looks like since 2018. But again, he could be privated. This could be not even the right profile. So we'll move on from Thaddeus, because I am not seeing anything for him on Facebook. Maybe if you guys find something, feel free to go by the chat, put it in the chat. I agree with you, Sarzina. There may be a nickname, as far as, what they may be using. And I will get to your comments. I absolutely see the comments that you're leaving, and I do want to address those. So let's look up the other suspects here. Give me a second. Let me pull the name. The one I want to pull now is Jacarius. Jacarius was the gentleman who was actually shot in the chest by Joshua. I think Joshua knew that they were about to do something to him. Then after shooting Jacarius, Michael, and essentially what ended up happening as far as that whole situation is concerned, what happened is they all arrived at the same car to his apartment, right? Green got out the car. Thaddeus got out the car, and he's the one that had the argument with Brown, and it escalated. Now, Jacarius Mitchell, he has actually told the police that he got out of the car and that Joshua shot him first. Now, Joshua had to have felt his life was in danger in order to just shoot somebody. I mean, you don't just shoot somebody to shoot him. He either felt like they were about to rob him or something. Now, Jacarius then said he heard 2 more gunshots, and that Green, fired as he was laying inside a vehicle. Now, Green took Joshua's backpack, okay? I guess he thought maybe there was weed in it. I don't know. But he took his backpack and his gun. And police say that Michael Mitchell was the driver. And then he dropped Green at an unknown location. And Michael Mitchell then dropped off Jacarius, who's his nephew, by the way, at the hospital. Remember, he was shot in the chest. So we know that Jacarius Mitchell and Michael Mitchell are nephew and uncle. Okay, so let's look up Jacarius Mitchell because that's not really a common name either. Now, they have not put out any sort of picture on Jacarius yet that I have seen, but not many come up. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Now, he hit his friends, and because of that, oh, no, he didn't. Okay, so this is what I love about Facebook. So what I want to do is I want to search his friends and see if his uncle is his friend on Facebook, Michael Mitchell. So let's look for Michael. I hope you guys can see this. I'm sharing the right screen. No, I'm not even sharing the right screen. Hold on. Y'all bear with me. Let me share the right screen here. I'm going to remove this one. I'll share the right one so you can see what I'm doing. Okay. There we go. All right. So I'm looking for Michael Mitchell just to see if he's on his friend list. I don't see one. That don't mean this isn't his case. This isn't his profile. He could be under, like, Sarzina said, anybody who comes in with that MAGA shit, hide them, like block them completely. No timeout. We've got a lot of, Trump trolls from Russia that are targeting YouTube lives. And it's something that I actually want to talk about in a live. Like this POTUS person, you're now blocked. We're going to get a lot of that as this election is getting closer. And it's something that I think we do need to kind of talk about. It's something I would address on my other channel because it's obvious that they're doing the same things that they did in during the last election. So, but let's look at this particular, account, because Jacarius Mitchell is not a common name. But this person's in Chicago, so this can't be the same person, okay? So let's go back. And you guys may be right. They may not be on Facebook, right? But there's not many. Let's just check. Let's just check. And I don't have a picture of Jacarius to go off of, but let me go look at his friends and see if Michael is a friend. Sure is a Michael McGee, but not a Michael Mitchell. Okay. This person doesn't say where they're from. So I have no idea if this is the person at all. Let's go back and look at the last person. And this is what I call like seeking out the suspects, looking at the suspects, trying to understand the suspects and their lifestyle and how they live. This page is really locked down, so I have no idea if this is the person at all. So last person that I want to look up is Michael Mitchell. That's going to be kind of a hard one just because that is, it's not exactly, it's a pretty common name. Now, this one here hails Dallas, Texas. I look at the mugshot now. That looks like him. Yeah, that looks like him. Hold on a second. That's him. That is definitely him. Yes. So we found one of the suspects' Facebook pages. This is definitely him. I'm going to bring up the photo. And you guys feel free to compare it. And you tell me. That definitely looks like him for sure. So I'm going to bring up the photo. And then we'll go back. This is the guy I'm looking for here on the right. That's him. Okay. If I go back. I'm going to click his face. That's him. That is him. That's him. So he definitely had some connections. He says he's from Dallas in this particular Facebook profile. So the question of why do people come from Louisiana to Dallas to buy weed? It happens all the time. You have to understand that Dallas and Houston are major hubs for all sorts of drug traffic. Seriously, I-35 corridor, I-20 corridor, north and south, east and west. And people come from all over. It's not just Louisiana, Arkansas, Oklahoma. They want to come, people come to Dallas, people go to Houston because those are the hubs. Think about it. Is Alexandria, Louisiana going to be a hub for you to find the big time dope dealers? No, they got to come to Dallas to get that. And obviously, Joshua was dealing weight. They found 12 pounds of marijuana in his apartment on top of some cartridges. People like to do the cartridges and dab and shatter. And I shouldn't know that, right? But Memphis too. Absolutely, Nisi. Absolutely. So it looks like Michael, rides motorcycles. I mean, this is the sort of thing I like to do. It looks like in January of last year, his father passed away. He posted about this. One thing I do want to see here, though, let me search his friends and let me see if I find Jacarius on here. No. And like you guys were saying, they may have unfriended each other or something of that effect, right? Or, Jacarius is in the hospital, but Michael may have said, no, fuck that. I'm locking my shit down. Let me remove, any sort of relationship to that person on my social media, because his social media is really locked down, isn't it? Like all he has is this one profile photo. He's hid all of his other photos. Except for the fact that he loves, bikes, obviously. Now, the other things that you can glean from people, and the way I love to investigate is I look at what they like. He apparently likes Abu Ahmed, and whatever this is, infamous. I'm not aware of whatever this page is. Maybe he's Muslim. I don't know. But you can glean a lot from somebody's Facebook page or Instagram page or their social media to get an understanding of kind of how they've lived their life, who they are as a person. Now, let me see. Did Joshua have a Facebook page? Make sure I'm still sharing this. Okay. This is Dallas, Texas here. I don't think there's going to be a lot of Joshua Browns, right? There's going to be a lot of them. Let's load, and that's all? Really? That shows up? Just 3? I didn't really look like him to me. Wait a minute. Is that him? Hold on. Let me look at his face close. That is him. Yeah. That is him. Yeah. Let me make this a little bigger for you guys. This appears to be Joshua's Facebook page. And, it gives you kind of an inkling on his life and how he lived, right? I mean, you guys feel free to verify this here, but that does look like Joshua. Am I right? I'm just looking at a photo of him now. Hold on, let me bring it up. I want to bring it up and blow it up here so I can compare. Let me get the image. Bring it up and then we'll compare it and let's see. Yeah, I think that's him. Like the nose looks so much similar. Yeah. Okay. So look at that. Okay. Is that him? What do you guys think? That's not him? Let's go look at another photo. Y'all don't, yeah, you're right. You're right. His nose is kind of similar though. Hey, Janet, how are you? Haven't seen you in a while. So, needless to say, that's what's currently going on with this case in regards to the suspects, that have now been named in the Joshua Brown murder case. So, something I always like to do at the end here, let's just really do a quick rundown on the news here, because you never know, while we are talking, a suspect may have been arrested, right? This has even made the New York Times, guys, CNN, Fox News. You can see this, this is when Joshua broke down at the stand. Remember, I told you that he was very upset about, he used to hear Botham Jean singing in the morning, and I hear you, right? Speaking of Chris Brown, oh my goodness. The craziness going on about him. So it looks like Nicki Minaj has spoken on it. But, these are some really bad photos of the suspects. We did find one of the suspects' Facebook pages, but he's locked it up pretty good. And again, this does not appear to be a situation in which it was at all related to the Amber Guyger murder trial. This was not related. This was a unfortunate incident, and he was, murdered. They robbed him. They wanted to rob him. He was slinging weight. They robbed him, and they murdered him. Obviously, Joshua felt his life was in danger for him to have shot Jacarius first. Obviously, something had to have been going on to make him feel like his life was in danger. So it's so unfortunate. It's so unfortunate. Hey, Queen, good to see you in the chat now. Queen says they're giving us lies, and I love my Queen Supreme, my Queen's throne, because she always has a view to things that will make you think. Now, not that this has now I'm asked in the chat, because I'm going to go ahead and go to the comments at this point. We've been live an hour. I'm going to go ahead and get to the point of doing the comments, and then I'm going to end this video. Now, keep in mind, when I do end this video, I'm still going to be live, because I'm going to create a couple highlight videos, and I have to finish modding some people that are not mods on this particular channel. Mrs. Meat, you should be good now. Queen, you should be modded now. Okay, so you asked me what's going on with Chris Brown. He's been caught several times snorting cocaine, like in the open. And it ain't the first video that I've seen. One went viral, yesterday or whatever. And he, is clearly snorting cocaine up his nose, allegedly. So anyway, so do you have the link, Janet, to Joshua's Facebook page at all? Let me just do a really quick search, because I would like to see it. Let me see. Joshua Brown. Is it just Josh Brown? Let me just do a quick search. If anyone has the link to Josh's Facebook page, feel free to throw it in the chat. And yes, please subscribe. This channel is dedicated to crimes, cold cases, specifically crimes. Where we talk about crimes and justice on this page, essentially. And I stream, and StreamYard has now added the functionality to allow us to now stream to Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So I'm both live on Facebook and YouTube right now, and I didn't have to use Restream. Now, if I wanted to use Restream, I could stream to multiple pages on Facebook, but their cost is just too much. So I canceled my subscription with Restream, and I pay for StreamYard. I don't want the dub version. I'll pay for it. You guys give me, super chats enough to where I can afford to pay for StreamYard every month. It's more professional. Hi, KB, how are you? Oh, okay. Well, guys, keep in mind in regards to notifications, when you subscribe to this channel, because I know a lot of you, this is really the first time I think I went live to do a story on this channel. And when you hit the bell, you have to do all personalized. What is it? All personalized or custom, right? Hold on. Let me see how it looks when I do it. Give me a sec. If I subscribe and I hit the bell. Okay. All personalized or none. If you want to get all my notifications, make sure you hit all. If you don't, then personalized, you're not necessarily going to know every time I go live. And I think that's a lot of the issues with the live streams when people, speak on notifications and not getting them. So let's go ahead and get to your all's comments. Look, the great thing about StreamYard is it puts both Facebook and YouTube comments in the chat, and I can even separate the two. So I'm going to start with Facebook because I don't think I have many people watching on Facebook. Well, actually, hold on. No, it doesn't. Hold on. Give me a second. Still learning how to use this. Okay, no. Let me see here. Okay, no. Well, needless to say, let me go ahead and just start at the very top of what I can see. So much love to Ray Sanders. It's good to have you. I've missed you, man. I missed you. Much love to One Proud Grandma, who's in the chat as well, who's my moderator. Much love to Rachel Moody. Much love to Black Diamond 2K7. Who says their social media may have been scrubbed. Matter of fact, let me show some of these comments. So again, much love to you, Ray. One Proud Grandma says, please sub to this channel. If you want, if you have a cold case that needs to be talked about, that you want some attention brought to, let me know. You can DM me on Instagram. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys this. If you actually go, hold on. I see some of you already subscribing. Thank you. Let me actually go to the page real quick, and I'm going to show you how you can reach me. In the description of every video that I do, okay, let me mute that. At the very bottom, you will always see methods to reach me. I used to include a phone number, and I still have that Google Voice number until this crazy chick on Facebook doxed me and called me and started prank calling the number. So I stopped putting the number out there. But if you ever want to reach me for a cold case, know that in the description of all my videos, I always have my contact information, okay? So if you have a news tip or a video or a cold case or a murder that has happened that you want to discuss, talk about, bring more attention to, I'm now open to receiving some more cases because I'm starting to kind of ramp up. I'm going to build this channel up. I'm going to work on getting it monetized, and we're going to try to solve some cold cases. I really would love to be a part of actually being able to solve some cold cases. And we're going to start with a few tonight. I've already got lined up. I will be online later on this evening to touch on about 5 cases. And we are going to go through these cold cases. And then what I'm going to do at the end, like I'm going to do today, is I will end the video with you guys. You guys are welcome to leave. And then I do highlight videos. It's a feature in YouTube that you can use to create a video with certain timestamps. So essentially, the people that I'm discussing will each have their own individual videos, as well as the whole video will be up. So that's what I plan to do tonight. So we're going to cover 5 cold cases tonight. And if that seems to be too much by the time I get through researching it, I may do just 3. So just keep that in mind. But this is how you can always find me. I always have this information in the bottom of the description on YouTube. My official Instagram is @LeakU. There's other LeakU Instagram channels. One I have is I Wanna Leak You. That's my backup. I also have a LeakU official, but I don't really play with that one too much. The main one is @LeakU, and my backup IG is I Wanna Leak You. I'm also on Twitter @LeaksOnline. I also have an official Facebook page, if you guys didn't know. Matter of fact, I would like to show that right now, because a lot of you don't know about my Facebook page. I have 2, actually. So, and I've thought about merging them together, but if I merge them together, Facebook has said I have to get rid of the .com, and I don't want to do that. So with that being said, I guess they'll just live separately, but I have a page here. This is my leaku.com Facebook page. I have about almost 8,000 follows, that follow this page. And, I reach a lot of people on Facebook. It's kind of crazy. But what you really want to do is, if like you go to YouTube, like I put in these extra tabs here. If you go hit the YouTube tab, you're going to see all my YouTube videos. Seriously, the latest ones. If you hit Twitter, you're going to see my tweets from my LeakU page, right? So it's like a central place where you can come, to see a lot of stuff. Let's see here. I kind of forgot what that one, but videos. If you ever want to go back and look at the history of some of the stuff that I have covered, go to my videos section. I have hundreds of videos here that I have done over the years. And I mean, I've got a lot of videos, and I've tried to do playlists with them, but I just have so many. And I've covered a lot of police brutality. I've done some other creative type videos as well. I've covered a lot of things that I have not made YouTube videos on that you may want to go check out here. There's been a lot of stories that have went viral that I've took viral. My page has been viral several times, actually, on Facebook, to be honest with you. Now, so I've got that page, right? Look at that. 60 messages sitting in my inbox. I don't get to check those too often, but I'm going to have to start. I need an assistant, honestly. And then I also have a lot of if you just search LeakU on Facebook, you will see a lot of stuff, right? I have an official Facebook group. I have a couple Facebook groups. One of them has over 1,000 users in it. And I have someone on Facebook that manages all my groups. So I have another page. And you know what? I thought this had way more followers. I thought this had 20K. I have 12K followers on this particular page. So, and by the way, if anyone's interested, please go check out this link that I dropped the other day. This is someone that I know who's doing a fundraiser for her daughter. And if you're interested at all to just, be a part of fundraising for her event, she's a friend of mine, known her since I was a little girl. Feel free to donate to that. But there is a lot of pages. I own a lot of pages. This one is LeakU official page. But, even though this one has more followers, my other page is way more active. So you'll find me posting on that other page before you'll find me posted on this one. Now, I do have an official group. Now, let me actually hold on a second. let me go back to that because it actually shows those groups on the page. And if you want to join that, you're more than welcome to. It's actually the group's pretty cool. I have somebody, a really, really cool guy who manages all my groups. He does it because he likes to do it, honestly. And there's a section here where it should show me my group so that I can show you guys. Here we go. Yes. So Warren Davis is the man. Shout out to you, Warren. Much love, baby. Warren manages all of my groups. So if you ever have a problem, Warren's the man in regards to my groups. As you can see, my Tragic Facts groups has over 1,000 members. And so, he is the admin, of course, of these groups, and it's pretty active. I mean, there's people from all over the world that post in this group, missing people that are missing, various different videos, from across the world that people post in this group for whatever reason. It's kind of like the old Pettyville groups. This group, is called Tragic Facts, and Warren from Blindsight Management, that's his group, that's his brand. He's actually someone who deals with vision issues. He's partially blind. And he's been managing my Facebook groups for years, honestly. So feel free to subscribe and come join the group if you'd like to. Warren doesn't bite, and he's really awesome, and he's very, very active. He shares a lot of stuff into these groups that I have. So so let me get to your comments here. Because I see one that piqued my attention about a verified badge. I've tried that. Facebook has given me a lot of problems over the years because, you guys, I post a lot of stuff that is not necessarily always going to be, I don't know, friendly, right? It's not going to be kid friendly. Oh, and the last thing that I want you guys to know, that if you ever need to absolutely reach me, I got a website. Go to leaku.com. I've built this out myself. As you can see, it actually links to my Facebook page, or, one of them anyway, and it'll pop that up. But I post, and I just need to get back into posting my videos. There's actually a plugin that I have that syncs to YouTube, pulls the video in, embeds it, creates a post. I've just been lazy, but I actually have a website, guys, very professional, Google AdSense all over it. As I say, if you use a story from this site, please link back. You never know. Karma may pay you forward. So don't forget about leaku.com, and don't forget about truthterrorists.com. I actually am going to gift that to Queen Supreme. I did create the domain. And I got, the domain up right now. I'll bring it up. I've not been able to get the logos updated yet, Queen, but I'm actually planning on gifting this. Why is that 404? HTTPS maybe? Well, that's weird. We have to figure out what's going on there. Interesting. Okay. So anyway, I plan on gifting that domain to Queen Supreme because honestly, I have this site that I have to take care of. And, she's very much into the Truth Terrorists. Not that I'm Truth Terrorist as well. But yes, Queen, I'm going to be gifting you this domain. So essentially, I'm going to be giving it to you. And allowing you to manage it. If you want me to help you build it, that's fine. I don't have a problem with that. But, I think that, it it would be the right thing to do. I've got to keep up with leakyou.com. So you have to keep up with truthterrorist.com. Now, if you don't want it, you don't have to take it, but I just find it as a gesture of our friendship. And, I don't mind. I've already paid for the domain for a year. I'll even pay for some of the hosting as well. But I do want to gift that to you, and I'll work with you to build it up if you want, but that's just my gift to you because I love you, girl. But yeah, it's all good. Now, we can continue, we can build it up together. It's not a problem. We'll put Google AdSense on that bad boy and everything. Like, it's not a problem. And then, like I said, we can break it up into ways that we can all make money off that domain name, seriously. But as far as like Google AdSense, you have to live by a lot of rules when running it. And I was approved for Google AdSense, so I run it on my site. And honestly, I own like 50 something different domains. So gifting a domain is putting up a domain. I can have a website up in like 20 minutes. I kid you not. And I have many, many domains that I own. Matter of fact, y'all want to see something cool? TokyoTony.com. I own that. So Black China, Tokyo Tony. If you would like to buy the domain, give me a call. Hit me up on Instagram. And I will sell it to you. I am one of those people where I will buy domain names and sell them. I own intelligenceleaks.com, nsaleaks.com. I own a lot of like popular names that are considered premium domains right now. So they go for, last domain I sold for like $500. So anyway, oh yes, Queen, we definitely can do that. And we can split the profits right down the middle, baby. We can literally, girl, we'll talk offline about it. But I do want to gift that to you as a gift, of our friendship, a token of our friendship. And honestly, leakyou.com is enough for me to have to keep up with. So once we get Truth Terrorists built up, and you could just continue to maintain it by just posting. You just have to post. I'll help you with all the maintenance. I'll help you with all the updates that need to take place. I'll help you anytime we need to upgrade it. And that, will be my gift to you. She's got queentruthterrorist.com, truthterrorist.com. Wait, so you actually do own truthterrorist.com? Because I looked to buy that domain and it was not available. Yes, when Queens link up. Okay, so let me get to your comments, guys. Again, leakyou.com. You can get there, and guess what? All of my social media is here, right? Twitter, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, email, and RSS feeds if you're into RSS feeds. RSS feeds are pretty cool. You can subscribe to them, get them in your email, and it gives you, a nice little breakdown or whatever of whatever I've posted on my site. So with all of that being said, I want to get to your comments. Let me put myself back on camera here. All right, so I'm going to scroll down just a bit here. Shout out to Raw Honest Tea, who's in the building. Much love. Again, shout out to Queen's Throne. This woman here, I encourage all of you to please follow Queen's Throne. Queen was wrongfully, in my opinion, targeted because she chose to educate us on a serial killer who's killed over 90 women. And her channel was struck for it. And she cannot go live on her Queen Supreme. So that's why Queen's Throne, this channel, is up currently. So please subscribe. Please follow Queen's Throne. Queen does good live. She talks about crimes and justice cases as well. But, there's one thing that she really keys in on is like sexual crimes. she's, she's talked about her own personal situations. She talks about these cases in such detail. I learn something new every single time I watch one of her videos. And, she really, really, really does great coverage. Her lives can be super long. I will sit here and watch Queen's Throne for like 4 or 5 hours. Like, she can go. Girl can go. So please, I encourage all of you to please follow Queen's Throne. Shout out to Lynn. I love you, babe. Like I said, I forgot to shout you out in my last YouTube video on my other channel. But shout out to you. Shout out to Queen Nefertiti. Now, I don't know if you're saying I should try IG like to me or to someone else, but I'm definitely on IG. Let's see here. And like Queen says, we can always agree to disagree, though. And that is a true statement, because there's things Queen has said that I don't necessarily agree with. And there's things I've said that she don't agree with. Like, for example, homosexuality. We don't have the same viewpoint on that. And I respect her opinion, and she respects my opinion. And isn't that the way YouTubers should be? I mean, seriously, that's the way that it should be. Unknown should have a wrench. Unknown should have a wrench. Yeah, he's got a wrench. All right, so this is like my shout out time. Let's see here. Who else? If you want to shout out, Streamlabs only shows me so many comments. So right now I'm going to start with the ones that I see. I've been noticing N1 coming in a lot lately. Don't know who N1 is, but shout out to you. Mama TT Almeida, shout out to you. Let's see here. Who else do we got in the building? Mrs. Meat. Shout out to you. Everyone, Mrs. Meat is also a content creator here on YouTube. She did a panel video recently with One Proud Grandma where we discussed breast cancer awareness for those women out there. I'm going to be getting my first mammogram soon, and I'm going to do it on video because One Proud Grandma, Mrs. Meat, put me up to it, damn it. To bring awareness. I've never had a mammogram done, and I'm going to be getting my first one. So I will be doing that. I won't be doing it live, but I'm going to do it to bring awareness that all women need to get their mammograms. I'm just now, getting into the learning about this. I think I was supposed to have already had one. I'm 41, but I'm doing it, right? So shout out to Mrs. Meat. Follow her YouTube channel. She's also a content creator as well. Shout out, I think I've already said shout out to Raw Honest Tea, but I want to show her. She is also a content creator here on YouTube. Positivity is what she brings. The butterfly progressive, baby. Yes. Shout out to Unknown, who's unknown. Unknown is awesome. And Unknown, a lot of people would be like, why would you mod somebody that you don't even know their identity? We've talked. We're cool. I like Unknown. I like the fact that he's unknown too. I kind of like that anonymous manner about him. He exposed that honestly speaking chick. This is like my shout out portion of the video, if y'all haven't figured that out. He, if you all go follow his channel, is also a content creator. And he exposed honestly speaking for filth. She was out here scamming everybody. She was even targeting my groups on Instagram and literally trying to get people to donate. And she likes cats a lot. And she even uses them as a way to, to scam, essentially. Now, let's see here. Who else? Okay, shout out to Centel. Centel, much love, baby. Yes, Chris Brown needs some help. Chris looks bad. Chris Brown looks really bad. I'm not even going to lie to you. Shout out to Janet. I've not seen Janet in a minute. It's been a while since I've seen Janet on the channel. But shout out to her. Shout out to Mom of TT Almeida. I think I already shouted you out, but Momo. This is Momo. That's who we call Momo. Shout out to KB Johnson, who be in everybody's chat. Everybody's chat. I see KB everywhere. Shout out to Nisi. That's my girl. She's been following me since I had 4 subscribers on my first channel. So shout out to Nisi. Again, in regards to notifications, if you want to make sure that you get a notification from this channel when I go live, make sure you hit all, not personalized or none, but all when you hit that bell. Okay. Let's see here. Now, Mama TT Almeida asked, she said, Lee Q, can you tell us if this will have any effect on Amber Guyger's appeal in regards to Joshua Brown being killed? I don't believe so. His testimony was taken. His testimony has been taken. It was under oath. It's on video. The testimony's there. People die. And that does not change anything in regards to appeals. Generally, there's no like trial like there is, there's no trial for like an appeal like there is in the trial that she just went through. So I personally don't think that, but if there's any lawyers in the house that can speak to that or want to speak to that, feel free to. Let's see here. I'm going to scroll down a little bit here. Ray, I missed you more. Hey, Ray, so cute. Ray is so cute. I'm married, but my husband doesn't mind if I say, somebody's handsome. Ray's handsome as hell. All right, guys, let's see here. Let's see here. Janet says that Joshua Brown does have a Facebook page. All the persona information's not there. There are posts on there about him from the police. Facebook Live. Interesting. Shout out to Venusian for joining. Shout out to Zarzina Illuminati, who has been in the chat. Yes, I will be doing cases in the Dallas area and all around, but I got to be honest with you. I will be starting my cold cases right here in Dallas. This is my home and this is where I begin. And there is, I've been a member of websleuths.com for like 10 or 15 years now. And, I've done a lot of like cold case reading up, a lot of that on websleuths.com for many, many years. So yes, I will be doing cases right here out of Dallas. Because honestly, by doing that, it gives me the ability to get to people who may want to talk about it. If I cover a cold case out of Dallas and, a family member wants to bring more light to that, I'm able to get to that person and interview that person so much easier than if it's something, out of state. But regardless or not, I'm going to cover them essentially worldwide as far as I'm concerned. Some of the ones that really pop up at the top of my head, to be honest, Sarina, is the unsolved Long Island serial killer, the unsolved serial killer in Arizona, where they found all those bodies in the desert. We've got some unsolved serial killings here in Texas, down through the I-20 corridor. There's just a lot of unsolved murders, and there's people that have been found dead that no one knows who they are. Children that are missing, and these cases have went cold. And this channel is going to be completely dedicated to bringing attention to these cold cases. So again, if you have a case that you want to bring attention to, that you are aware of, feel free to reach out to me at leaksonline@gmail.com. I do have an @leaku.com address, but right now I've got to renew my subscription. But when I do get that up, I have tips@leaku.com. You can also reach me at leaks@leaku.com, but don't email that just yet. Wait till I get my subscription done back up. Or you can DM me on Instagram. That's really the best way, is to DM me on Instagram. I know a lot of you like to send Facebook messages. I don't get to those as fast as I do email or Instagram. But I will take an effort to go read my Facebook messages. As y'all seen, I had 60 of them just on one page. Let's see here. Samuel Little. I'm aware of that serial killer. Yes, most prolific serial killer. Just mentioned on CNN the other day. And yes, that would be a topic that we would discuss here on this channel. So if you want to get a feel of what we would be talking about on this channel, there you go. It's going to be things of that nature. Let's see here. Let's see who else. I'll tell you, these Trump trolls. Shout out to Angela Sewell, who's on here, but she's on Facebook. Shout out to you, babe. Let's see what else. Thank you, Raw Honesty. Check out leaku.com for all the hard-hitting news and some fun. And yes, Queen, we do. It's not difficult. We just need to make a plan. We need to set up some hosting and decide what we're going to go with, which is probably going to be WordPress. And then we need to get a template. We'll install that. We'll get some. We'll talk about it offline. But yes, we do need to build that out. Let's see here. Rachel Moody. Much love to Rachel. She says, I know about 1 million cases if anyone wants to pick my brain. Well, baby, I'm picking it. So you know how to reach me. We're in a group together. Feel free to throw those cold cases that you're aware of in the group, and we will start going after them. And if it's something personal to you, let me know. If it's a personal case, cold case that you want to bring attention to, let me know. If you want to come on and interview and talk about this cold case that you were directly affected by, let me know. Now, again, this is more so cold cases, unsolved mysteries on this channel. Current events is going to be on my current leaku.com channel. That's already up and monetized at this time. Let's see here. Unknown says I should get my verified badge. Okay, I could have got that probably a long time ago. I even have attempted. I've not even attempted to do it on Instagram yet, but I could because I do have an LLC. And so I just haven't really proceeded with it, to be honest with you. I just haven't. So we'll see what happens with that. Let's see who else is here. I'm scrolling down, guys. I'm scrolling down. All right. Queens recognize queens. Absolutely. Love you, Queen. Much love, baby. Let's see here. Bear with me. Shout out to One Proud Grandma. That's my girl right there. You see, she even has changed her icon. She really is trying to bring awareness to breast cancer. She's also one of our new content creators here on YouTube. And I encourage all of you to please go follow One Proud Grandma. She has positive videos, like, funny. You go over there and you're going to be laughing. The last video I know I was on, we had a good time talking about mammograms and all sorts of stuff. And she's really trying to bring attention to breast cancer awareness. She really, really is. And, throw some prayers out there for her. Her daughter broke her ankle, and that leaves One Proud Grandma to have to take care of the grandkids. So prayers to your daughter, for your daughter, One Proud. Oh, baby, I love you, Queen. It's all good. It's all good. Queen owns queentruthterrorist.com from Streamlabs. That's what's up. Awesome. All right. Yes. So make sure you have good security on the sites. I do make sure that I do secure my websites. The only thing that I lack at this moment is I need to get a certificate for leaku.com so I can have HTTPS instead of just HTTP, which means you can come and securely browse the site without anyone like sniffing your traffic. Not that anybody would ever really do that, but it's been known to happen. But in order for me to do that, I have to make a change in the backend with GoDaddy to move my hosting to another platform. And it's a big ordeal that I have to go through that I'm going to probably have to undertake very soon. Nisi says, this is why I love LeakU, because she's always willing to help others. I mean, What else? What else? I mean, that's just life, right? I mean, it is what it is. TJ Wilson says blacks killing blacks. All we know is murder. A lot of people would agree. Let's see here. Going down, trying to find people. Okay, shout out to Matt who joined on Facebook. Thank you for joining. Let's see here. Janet, didn't you come from Facebook? You've been on my Facebook page before, right? Queen's Throne says raw honesty has a beautiful soul. She's very sweet. Shout out to Sylvia Huff. Sylvia follows me on my main channel and she's over here. It's really nice to see you guys, like my main subbies over here on this second channel today. First time ever really doing a show on it where I go live. So I just really want to take this time to recognize you guys. And I'll actually at the end highlight this part of the video as my shout out video to YouTube channels and people and subbies. Shout out to my subbies, basically, is what I'll title it. Unknown is unknown. LOL. Exactly. Let's see here. I lost you. Janet says, I lost you. I've just found you again. I thought you were off YouTube, and I think she's referring to Queen. Let's see here. I shouted out Venusi and she said, hey. All right. Let's see here. But okay, so Janet does bring up a good point. Joshua Brown will not be here to testify for the civil trial. But his testimony is on the record. So theoretically, they could take his testimony and play that for the civil trial. I've seen judges do it before. Ray says, haha, and your beautiful queen at Leaky, and I'm married as well, 2 months now. Congrats. Oh my God. You didn't tell nobody shit. Is that why you went on a little hiatus there for a minute? Congratulations to Mrs. Sanders. You have snagged a very handsome man, and I'm sure she's a very beautiful woman. Shout out to you, Ray, and to your beautiful, your new bride. Shout out. What's up in Blake's case? So Blake's case is still proceeding. I will actually make an update video. I think it's about time to do an update to touch base with Emmanuel regarding his case. And the last I did here was this former judge is still the lawyer for the defendant, the man that allegedly, I have to say allegedly, killed his son, which, like I said, the DA needs to come really hardcore on that case. They cannot put some newbie on that case to try that case since he wants to plead not guilty. And we're talking about Emmanuel Thomas, Blake Thomas, King Blake Thomas was Emmanuel Thomas's son. I interviewed Emmanuel Thomas not too long ago, and he spoke in great detail about his son's murder. And I encourage all of you to go watch that video. That man right there, I've never met a man like him. And that man treated me like family. First assignment I've ever had as a blogger, and I've went to several places, right? Y'all have seen me. Even before this, I've been blogging well over a decade, and I've been to several places to blog, to go live and all that, but never have I ever stayed the night in a person's home that I interviewed until I met Emmanuel Thomas. Angela Williams says, one proud grandma's the shit. Yes, she is. Raw Honesty says, you ladies always inspire me. Let's inspire the world. Absolutely. And let's solve some crimes. Let's solve some of these cold cases. Let's find some of these people that are missing out here. Seriously. It looks like people are starting, to sub to One Proud Grandma. Okay, Rachel Moody asked me, is GoDaddy better than Bluehost? Bluehost is I would have to be honest with you. I would have to look at Bluehost's current offerings to give you a better answer on that. If you really, really want me to answer you on that, let me know. You know how to reach me, and I will. Right now, I choose GoDaddy because I buy all my domains there, and they do have, you know, the type of hosting that is perfect for me. Although Bluehost has been known to be a little bit cheaper. But I've had great customer service with GoDaddy over the years. I've been with them for like 20 years at least, since they came out. I've been buying domains. Like, I own domains that don't even have websites attached just to sell them. So Bluehost, though, I'm aware of them, but I would just have to really do a review on them right now to give you a better answer on that. Whoa. So now, on top of the fact that Ray just got married, he has a newborn baby girl. Congrats, Ray. That's what's up. Congratulations to you, your bride, and your beautiful baby girl. That is awesome. That is so awesome. And yes, Emmanuel Thomas is a Supreme General of the new Black Panther Party. And I did interview him. Queen Supreme has Queen's Throne has also interviewed him, had him on her channel. So I encourage you to check out her channel as well, where you can, you know, you get to talking to Emmanuel, and before you know it, it's like 6 hours later. And Queen knows exactly what I'm talking about. Okay. And he does love him some Queen Supreme, honey. Oh my goodness. Yes, he does, baby. Yes, he does. Okay, so Unknown brings up something that I think I need to speak on this. So Unknown says, it's kind of weird that Amber Guyger is going to the same prison as Selena's killer. Well, in Texas, we only have one prison for women. So that's why she's going to that prison in Gatesville. There's only one for women. Let's see here. Who else is in the house that I've not shouted out as far as subbies go? All right. I think I've gotten everybody, honestly. So needless to say, with that being said, I'll go ahead and put the banner back on. So at this point, guys, this video is now over. You can start dropping off. I will stay live because I have to create some highlight videos, you know, to highlight certain portions of this video, because my videos do tend to be long. And I want to create some individual videos to highlight certain aspects. And then what I'll do is go back and trim the end of this video using the YouTube tools to so that no one will, you know, see it. But because I don't have an assistant doing it while I'm live, I have to do it after I've done my live, because I can't do it in my live at the same time. So again, it was an honor to have all of you join my second channel live. You know, this is the first show that I've actually did. I did testing on this channel, but again, we will be focusing on cold cases here. And, you know, again, you know how to reach me should you have a case that you want, you know, to bring some attention to. And so needless to say, that's it, guys. So feel free to drop off at your leisure. I'm going to go ahead and go dark as I go through and do some technical things in the back end. And then I will end the live at that point. Oh, shout out to Topics with Christy as well. Shout out to Topics with Christy, since I'm doing my shout out to my subbies. Shout out to Topics with Christy as well. Much love to you, babe. And I'm trying to think if I'm forgetting anybody. Like, seriously, hold on a second. Since I'm shouting out subbies, give me a second. And you guys are more than welcome to drop off, because I'm going to create a highlight video with this anyway. But there's a couple other people I want to shout out. A second. Because I only, you know, fool with certain folks. Okay. I also want to shout out some folks, you know, on IG. Toxic K Takedown. Shout out to you, baby. Much love. Let's see here. I also want to shout out S Leaks as well. And I also want to give a special shout out to somebody who I knew as a child. And me and his mom is a long story. I'm not going to go into it, but his name is Austin Quinn. Shout out, Austin. Much love to you. When he was quite surprised to learn that me and his mother were friends. He apparently watches me on YouTube and didn't know that his mother knew Lee Q. Shout out to you, Austin. I've been meaning to shout you out. Shout out, Austin. Much love to you, sweetheart. And thank you for following me. Yes, I know your mother very well. Let's see here. It was just a surprise. She was like, Austin had no idea that you were the Lee Q lady. I'm like, yeah. Shout out to Chef 1967 on Instagram. Shout out to Labella 5050. Shout out to Yes It Matters. Shout out to Mitch and Trill 1 on IG. Shout out to Gigi the Superstar on IG, who's, Lisa Trammell, who's been following me for quite a while. Shout out to our newest content creator, Gloria Green. I don't think I've seen her in the chat today, but she is, I talked about her yesterday on Instagram. She's going to create a YouTube channel, and she's going to talk about her experiences with cerebral palsy. And the knowledge that she can bring regarding that is going to be amazing. So, she hit me up and just asked me, what do I do to start a YouTube channel? And I told her, you be you. You just be you. And so I think there's a lot that we could all learn. If you don't know anyone with cerebral palsy, you've never experienced that like me, she schooled me a lot on it. I didn't even know there were levels to it. You know what I'm saying? I thought either you had it or you didn't. And when you had it, I thought that meant that you couldn't do a lot of things for yourself, etc. But there's levels to having cerebral palsy, apparently. But I'm looking forward to watching her videos and seeing, the knowledge that she's going to bring to the topic and, and what she's going to talk about as far as her life is concerned. So shout out to her. Let's see, who else do I want to shout out? Of course, I've already shouted out Lynn. Let's see. Shout out to Cat Eyes. Shout out to Barbara Brown. Shout out to, this is to all my subbies. Trying to get all y'all. Shout out to Miss Duck. Shout out. There's some people, I get a lot of likes, but there's only certain people that I want to shout out. Shout out to Yolinda, Real Mama, Real Problems. Let's see here. And I hope I don't forget anybody, guys. If I do, my God, you guys, please forgive me. I'll come back later and fix it. Hold on. I'm just kind of looking through. Shout out to St. Louis Secretariat. That person has been on YouTube and IG, and they do follow me. So shout out to them as well. I don't know if it's a male or a female, but they do follow me, and they've given me support. So I appreciate that. Shout out to Unbreakable Spirit on Instagram. Definitely has been supporting me as well. Let's see here. Shout out to Dear Angry Birds on Instagram. Shout out to you, honey. Definitely shout out to you. Shout out to Chuck Carver on IG. Let's see who else. I know I'm going to forget some people, guys, and I'm so sorry if I do. I hope you'll forgive me. Shout out to Beast Cardi. Shout out to let's see here, XO Sunshine Infinity. Shout out to Chicago 757. Let's see here. Shout out to Malibu Dollface, who follows me. Let's see here. Shout out to Lady Brooks. Much love. Shout out to Sarcastic Christy. Shout out to Shani B. Shout out to Nisi. And Reese Waters, who appears to have a verified stamp, he follows me and he hit like on some of my stuff. Do you guys know who Reese Waters is? I've never, do any of y'all know who Reese Waters is? I forgive me if I'm ignorant. There's Gloria. Okay, guys, let me show you Gloria's. This is Gloria's channel. Roll a Mile in My Shoes Green. You know, regardless of the comment, I just want to show this because you guys, she's also our newest content creator. And this is the woman I was speaking of, where we have, you know, me and her have been talking, and she's building a YouTube channel, and she's going to be talking about cerebral palsy and her life in general. And so shout out to her, and I will check my IG DM. I will definitely do that. Let me do that now. Hold on. Oh my God. Oh, Ray's about to make me cry. Oh my God. Shout out to Same Views, Different Opinions. Thank you, Mama Titi Amita. Oh my gosh, Ray. Oh, so beautiful. The baby's gorgeous. Oh my God. You guys, Ray introduced me to Truth Out Loud. Shout out to Truth Out Loud. Love you, Truth Out Loud. I watch you. I have a lot of respect for you, Truth Out Loud. And he's cute too. Wow. Ray, I'm looking at your photos and oh my gosh, I am so happy for you. I am so happy for you. I really am. I'm really happy for you. I love moments like that. Wow. Gosh, let's see here. Who am I missing, guys? Shout out to Chris Thorns. Shout out to you, Chris. Much love, baby. Toxic K Takedown, I think I already mentioned her. Let's see here. Give me a second. Let me look at the members. Shout out to my girl Mika from Instagram. It's your girl Mika. Shout out to Dennis Byron. Shout out to let's see here. Just making sure I get everybody because you know. A second. Shout out to both Lilianas. Liliana M and Liliana S. Shout out to both of you guys too. I'm trying to think of everybody that's shown me love. Shout out to Porter as well. Trying to think of who else. I mean, I've named out a lot of folks. I think that's it for right now. Shout out to the Fancy Rose. You know what? And shout out to Mona Simone too. She's, been in my chats a few times. She's showed support. Me and her have put our differences aside. We're not, like best friends or anything, but we're definitely not enemies or anything like that. But shout out to her. Shout out to that chick Chanel. Shout out to All True Me. Shout out to Blogger Statistics. Shout out to Christine Forrester. She's been a supporter since day one. Shout out to Thick Chick. Shout out to G-Beth. Shout out to, let's see here. Shout out to Mrs. Taurus Wildflower. Shout out to you, baby. Shout out to King Jives. Shout out to Paps for Life 53. Let's see here. I mean, man, there's so many people like to shout out. And I mean, that's all I can really remember right now. So I'm just going to end it at that as far as my shout outs are concerned. But that's my shout outs to my subbies, and I will make a highlight video just of that. All right, guys. Well, feel free. This live is now over. This screen is going to go black, and I'm going to continue working in the back end, and I will then trim this video, the end of this video off after the fact, but I've got to make a few highlight videos, and then I will be live later on this channel to talk about our first cold case right out of the state of Texas, baby. Right out of Texas. And so be looking for that. It will probably be, I'll be honest with you guys, y'all know I work a late type of schedule. It will probably be around 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. So just FYI on that, but it was good having, it was good having you guys. So I will see you guys in a couple of hours. Holla.